I'm just wondering, again, since we are doing, calling spade a spade, having an athletes union, would it upset the sports association? Let's be frank and open in Malaysia. Every time we see news in sports, it's someone upsetting someone, not someone beating someone in sports. What do you all think as a sports association? If the athletes tomorrow, let's say Azlan leads the march and says, I'm going to form one. What do you think? Taking note, in England, for example, the Football Association, the Players Association is a very, very powerful organization, to the point where they can tell the athletes, if someone calls you black, you walk out on the pitch. That's how strong they are, and the system supports them. What do you all feel as a sports? Any comments?
Well, can I
Sure.
I raised that?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm from a national association, I won't like it. Because it's a threat to my position as an office bearer. It's a real threat. I mean, let's be very frank about this. But then again, I must know, we are moving forward. You have to be accountable for what you do. You cannot just walk spot-free like what happened recently. To me, it's an unsettled issue. The athletes cannot be blamed totally for what's happened. So as an office bearer or the board of management in the organization will not like it. If there is a rule, for example, the Sports Commissioner's Office decide to amend the constitution and say, look, every sports body must have this athletes union or commission, you must have some athletes represented in the board, they will probably do like what was CNP recently. Just take two fellas, two themselves probably sit here, just agree to whatever we say and we just sign. That could probably happen. So there must be some form of regulatory thing. Sports association, which is the few numbers that is doing well, they will welcome this. Because they, as administrators, want to know what is it that we are doing right, or what is it, more so, what is it that we are doing wrong, that the athletes are not telling us. I think these successful associations among us here today, they will really welcome this idea to have the real athletes union going. But to the most of us, no, we are not happy. That's my response.
Okay.
Thank you. Can I have some response from the athletes? Well, I'm proud to be discussing this forum with you people. Now, my first question is, what are the challenges of the athlete? To grow up all the way until they make you what you are today. Now, because the fact that first, I think the major challenges that we are facing is through the association. We have too much politicking in our sport industry, especially the association. Now you'll see that the athletes did not go or did not have the opportunity to actually participate in games. But on the other hand, you'll be seeing that sport association officials bring unrelated people along with them to international matches, right? Where the preference should be given to the sportsmen rather than who's next to you, right? Secondly, I can also see the challenges faced by the athletes in as far as the government also is concerned. Sometimes there's too much of red tape, there's so much of regulation that sometimes that upsets your so-called spirit to really compete in the competition. Thirdly, as an athlete, I would also see that you are facing the challenges from the sponsors themselves. Sponsors like one of the speakers or one of the athletes just now mentioned, Miss Wee said, if you are good looking or with more hair than me, right, then sponsors will be coming over to sponsor you. Now, likewise, the other challenges is that we have not opened up the question of putting the sport as a profession. The fact that the athletes now should be groomed right from young to be telling them, look here, you can treat a sportsman or sport as a profession. The fact that you expect to earn money from just playing sports. Now, I am contemplating or looking at my younger children to look at how I wish they can play good football and earn a lot of money, or play good golf and then earn a lot of money, and that's it. They have got full retirement plan ahead of them. Yeah. Now, this is where I think the rules of the agent is very important, of which our sport industry has not fully addressed this. Now, in the US, in the UK, in the developed countries, the role of the sports agents are being looked at very highly. The fact that they will go forward to negotiate with the sponsors. They'll be telling the sponsors, and of course, the agent will, of course, mold you to build a brand identity of each particular sports person. The moment they brand you that way, it doesn't matter whether you look good or you don't look good, all right? But the fact that they are able to build a brand on you, and with that strength, then the sponsors will be coming running after you, right? And that actually give you the income that what you want, what you expect, right? In particular for the retirement plan. That's my first comment. If you could, subsequently respond to that. Now the second one is, now how do we go after that? The changing the mindset. It is quite difficult. The fact that for as long as there is abuse of power by the sport official, and the athletes do not have a platform like what you suggested, can we not form a sports or athletes union for the matter, where we can have a collective bargaining to impose terms to the sponsors, to impose terms to the association that, okay, you want me to play this game, this is how much you should be paying me. I've got family to feed. All right? So I guess I better not drag on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dato'. Your questions, the earlier one, I just want to summarize before I pass it on to our three athletes, was what does an athlete want, with regards to their welfare. You mentioned about sports as a profession, whether we can move towards that, and then the issue of changing the mindset of the way we run. And did I get that gist right? Thank you. Can I leave it to Azlan first?
Yeah, thank you for the questions. I think if people always just look into, I don't know, I like to think that the Persatuan Squash Malaysia has been well run for many years, and it has, and I'm calling spade a spade, because they have given squash players like myself, Sharon, Bengi, Nicole, since a very young age, the choice of making decisions by yourself. So at a very young age, they said, Azlan, where do you want to go, and where do you want to train, and what do you want to do, and what are your targets? And they did that for us, but bearing in mind, they gave us the last thought, which was just bear in mind this is taxpayers' money, so make those decisions responsibly. And that's what they did, and it's turned out pretty well for the batch that squash has gone right now, which is Nicole, Bengi, Sharon, and myself. But obviously, that was the first dry run for squash, and they're trying to make things better, and they're working with restricted budgets, and etc., and they're trying to get a bigger bang for its buck, pretty much. And that's where the complications, I feel, are going to get to. So that's I'm just giving a background of how I think squash players just develop. And yes, we all have an individual personality, and we all try to carry ourselves our own way. And in sponsorship, I think again how squash players have taken it. Some associations like to control the sponsorship, so they have an agreement with sponsor A, Persatuan athlete. How Persatuan Squash realized, they knew that they were not able to get a big corporate sponsor to sponsor the association, to take care of the welfare and the needs of the athletes. So they gave the athlete a very free hand on marketing themselves. So in a way, they made us resourceful. They knew that they were already handicapped by so few staff, so few budgets, and their own limitations with their own marketing expertise. And they said, Azlan, if you want to take this to your own hand, we support you, and go ahead and try to find sponsorships, we will help you. Until today, they're very reciprocal to the thoughts and the needs of athletes. I retired last year, Sharon retired as well, and they still listen to what we have to say and what we feel the game needs. So I think in an ideal world, which it isn't, that would be the best case scenario. But it isn't. Maybe I'm a bit naive to miss out a lot of areas, but that is the simplicity and the purity of making, I guess, sports succeed, And I guess with a bit of sports law, with sponsorship, the athletes would have been a little bit protected, but yeah.
Challenges for athletes in being an elite athlete and now former athletes, let me go back when I was there. Our challenges would be sometimes uncertainty, plus a little bit of politics in association makes us worry so much. Being a Malaysian, or I should say Asian, most young people, they don't voice out, you know. Even they have something to say, they would just keep quiet and just follow. It's all about respect, is it? Just like what we say just now, we listen to the coach, we listen to the manager, we listen to the president. So whatever we don't feel good, we don't say out, we just follow, and everything comes, you know, until the end, bomb. Yeah, bomb besar lah. So challenges, what we do next. You know, being 12 years old or 13 years old in Sekolah Sukan Bukit Jalil, what's my future after Form 5? I do not know. So I wasn't in Sekolah Sukan Bukit Jalil, but I'm sure a lot of athletes in there would feel like that. What do I do next? Then if I be a pro squash player or pro athlete or pro swimmer, do I earn? Because end of the day, it's about career. When you talk about career, it's all about money.
Yeah.
You know, you can't live without money in this real world. You know, dulu boleh lah, with love, with everything counting. Tapi sekarang tak boleh, semua mesti ada duit. Being a pro player, you need money. So that's our challenges though. We hope that if I could represent the current athlete now, we would like the association or even MSN to take care of our welfare. You know, welfare is very important. That means if there's a what you call a consultant like Richard Wee and Yip or any other agent would just have a simple session with current athletes. What's next? And there are a few questions, of course. I should say, who do we go? We do not know who do we go to get sponsorship. And you know, all these questions will be in our head because we want to be the best and earn and make sports as our career.
For me as a current athlete, one of the challenges I face is, you know, always going for training and being somewhat left behind in class because I can't take as many subjects as my friends in uni, and I took 4 years to finish my diploma, and God knows how long I'll take to finish my degree because of swimming. And to me, at this point of my life, I feel like it's okay because I still have a passion for swimming and I still want to race, I represent the country and so on. But my worry is, what am I going to do next time when I retire from swimming? You know, am I going to get a job? Because last time my friend, she retired at 28. She represented Malaysia at the Beijing Olympics as well, and she couldn't get a job. She was in the same field as me, doing public relations as well. And not many of the companies would hire her because one, she has no working experience. Two, the pay was really low. It was only about like 2002, 2005. And how can you survive with that amount of money in KL, you know? I mean, she's not based in KL, so she probably have to rent a room or something like that. So it's really hard, you know. I'm actually starting to get worried now, you know, whether I'll be able to get a job next time, like a well-paying job that, you know, I don't have to start at like 2,000 ringgit and, you know, just things like that is challenge to a lot of athletes at the moment.